Hey everybody, welcome to our YouTube channel. My name is Glenn Tompkins, and today we have another segment of our how-to videos, how to find the best fundamental stocks. And these are stocks that you can buy for the long term, put them in a shoebox, stick them under the bed, sleep well at night. I like to call these swan stocks. I'm going to give you two stocks. Right now I'm going to give you BLDR, and I'm also going to give you CVLG. Now, if you want to know why I'm picking these as really good fundamental stocks, you sit right there. Hey everybody, Glenn Tompkins, Senior Instructor here at VectorVest. Always love bringing these videos to your attention. And in the how-to series, we've talked about a few different things to help to build a foundation of types of stocks that you're looking for and how to use the VectorVest system to find those stocks. If you're brand new to the channel, I invite you right now, take a second, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so that you'll be alerted to when new videos like this comes out. And then most of all, I would love for you to hit the like button. Let's let other people out there in YouTube land know what's going on over here in VectorVest and how we can make them better investors in stocks. So when we look at fundamental stocks, what does that mean to you? Well, to me, it means that these are stocks that consistently go up, companies that make money, companies that are worth something, so preferably that they're trading under their value, that they've got a high point or a bar to hit, and these stocks haven't hit that yet. So VectorVest and the VectorVest system has a unique way of being able to bring these stocks to the forefront to you with just a couple clicks of the mouse. So I'm going to bring to you two of these stocks, and then if you stay to the end of the video, I've got special contributors that'll give you two more stocks. You don't want to miss that. All right, so let's look at the stocks that I want to see today. Let's go to the web. Here's my first stock, CVLG, which is Convenient Logistics. Earnings are expected to grow. That's important when looking at a long-term or fundamentally great stock. Should you buy? So the story talks about Wall Street expects year-over-year increase in earnings, which is a great thing when I'm looking at a fundamental stock. Fundamentally, let me back up a little bit because our VectorVest mantra is to have you in safe, undervalued stocks, rising in price in a rising market. You put all of those things together, it's a great recipe for finding a fundamentally sound stock. So when I talk about that, well, in this story, earnings are expected to grow. If earnings are expected to grow, they're making money. If the company consistently makes money, then these are attractive to investors to buy. So earnings is the engine that drives a stock's price higher. And if this story is automatically talking about earnings are expected to grow, that should ring a bell and say, wow, that's got some good fundamentals. But there's other things to look at, and we're going to get into that in a second. The earnings report, which is expected to be released October 20th, might help the stock move higher if the key numbers are better than expectations. On the other hand, if they miss, the stock may move lower. So we have an indicator in the VectorVest software that gives us a high probability that if a stock should meet or exceed their earnings expectations or miss it. So I'm going to be more on the side that there will beat, but now there's another side of that. Revenues. Revenues could go down or may not be as good as expected. So that's a lot of times a stock can beat earnings and still go down because they're not forecasting forward with better revenue. All right, we'll talk about that as well. My second stock is BLDR. Builders First Source acquires a company, an Apollo Software Assets. So when a company like this, which is in the building industry, which is also a hot industry right now, and they're doing things or acquiring companies to make themselves better, that's exactly what you want to see as well. People who are picking up other companies, people who are adding to the bottom line is key in looking for a fundamentally sound stock. So Builders First Source announced Thursday, which is today, it acquired Apollo Software Assets from Coursera, a construction technology startup, for about $4.5 million. So what does this company do? It offers construction budgeting, scheduling, design collaboration and workflow, All of this adds to the company's ability to be efficient. Efficient companies tend to be able to make money hand over fist, time and time again, over and over. So that's my second stock. So, and let's analyze these stocks. Here they are. Today being the 14th, one of the stocks is down. That's okay. And I think that a lot of people get caught up in, why are you showing me a stock that's down? Well, overall, the company is a financially, fundamentally sound company. And my other stock is Builder, and it's up about 0.75%. Let's start analyzing it the way that only VectorVest can. The stock is trading at $31.44 with a value of $38. This tells me that the company is worth this by way of the VectorVest system. The stock is currently trading below it, so it's considered to be an undervalued stock. Builders, how about it's got a value of $79.83, but trading at a price of $56.84, currently undervalued. So how do we establish value on a stock? We look at things like earnings growth, and other things to establish an intrinsic value on every stock so you can see where the stock's price is currently trading compared to its value. Remember, we want you in safe, undervalued stocks rising in price in a rising market. Well, let's talk about that safety factor. Relative safety, RS, cast on a scale between 0 and 2, and it looks at the company's consistency and predictability of earnings performance. Does this company meet or exceed their earnings expectations quarter over quarter, year over year? So remember when we just saw this story that talked about CVLG, if they miss earnings, it could be bad for the company? Well, relative safety tells me that this stock has a higher probability than many other stocks in the database of over 9,000 stocks to hit or exceed their earnings expectations. Now remember, I don't have an indicator for revenue though, but just on earnings basis, I'm going to tell you that the stock's got a high probability to beat earnings. Builder, it's got 1.38 on that scale between 0 and 2, high probability of meeting or exceeding their earnings. So that's the financial side of it. The other side of it is from a relative value or RV level, also on that scale between 0 and 2. Above the value of 1, the stock should have a good opportunity to outperform the market. So not only is it the financial side of it, but this company's growth potential over the next 1 to 3 years. So at 1.56 on CVLG, this company should outperform the market by 56% over the next 1 to 3 years. And look at that, Builder should outperform the market by 74% over the next 1 to 3 years. So financially, the companies are both sound, and the upside potential on the stocks are both sound, and they are undervalued. Now, I'm looking at these stocks in this list sorted by our master indicator, VST, which stands for value, safety, and timing. The combination of relative value, upside potential, relative safety, an indicator of risk, but looking at the financial performance, and relative timing to tell me if the stock is in an uptrend or not, makes up our master indicator, VST. When I'm looking at fundamental stocks, I want to find stocks that have the best combination of value, safety, and timing. Now, I'm looking at these stocks. I'm sure many of you are saying, well, wait a minute. Those are not the best stocks out there. How about Apple? How about Google? How about Caterpillar or a host of other stocks that are out there? I totally am with you on those stocks as well. But what I'm looking at right now, based on the VectorVest system, which stocks have the best combination of value, safety, and timing right now? And that's what's important. There's a lot of other stocks out there that you can invest in, and by all means do so. But I'm bringing to your attention 2 stocks right here that have a great combination of all 3 and will be those swan stocks or sleep well at night. Both of these stocks are buy recommendations, positive earnings, and they grow their earnings at a double-digit clip in the 31% earnings growth rate and 37% earnings growth rate. These stocks not only make money, but they grow it. Let's take one last thing. Let's go take a look at the graphs. I want to look these at a 1-year graph, long term. Look at that. bottom left, top right, a little bit of movement to the downside or sideways move, but not a big move to the downside where you have to worry about what to do on a nightly basis. Look at the earnings per share, look at the earnings growth. Now, that's the engine behind the stock's price. What's the fuel? Sales. Do the companies sell their product? And look at this. Look at the movement on sales growth and sales that adds fuel to the engine. Let's go to the next stock, looking at, wow, Builder. Bottom left, top right, a little bit of pullback. This is another hot industry. When the wood was high and it pulled back, it did. But right now it's rocking and rolling again. I'm looking at a 20-day exponential moving average. Look at the earnings, look at the earnings growth rate, and look at the sales and the sales growth. These are the tools, the recipe that make for good fundamental stocks. So in a minute, folks, I got two special guests that will also include their two stocks that they're looking at, and you don't want to miss the rest of this video. All right, let's take a trip into our product support department. We're stopping at the desk of Lisa Jamio. Also, everybody knows her as Boston in our jockey club. So, you know, as you sit here, you're one of the main people that people will chat with on our website. So I'm asking you right now, if you're looking at the VectorVest software, what's a fundamental stock that you're looking at right now?
I like to watch apps. Digital Turbine.
Nice. Okay, that's a good play. What makes you like that as a fundamental stock?
It's got good RS, relative safety ratings. It's got good RV, so future potential. It's been going nice and steady earnings-wise.
I'm looking at that graph on your screen. Holy smokes, look at that move on that graph. That makes it a high potential for great fundamental stock. Mm-hmm. All right, how hard was it for you to find that stock?
Not at all. Just go into the VectorVest on the stock viewers, pull up the top VST, and it's right there.
Wow, that's awesome. Thank you for your input, and thank you for all that you do here at VectorVest.
Thanks, Glenn.
We're here in our product support staff with Alex C. I hate trying to say his last name, so I'm not going to say it. But Alex is really an up-and-coming person within our product support staff. He took it upon himself to learn options, and he's become really, really good at options. And he talks to a lot of you guys on the phone on a daily basis. So this video is all about fundamental stocks. What stock are you looking at?
I'm looking at LPX right now because we've got, an RV above 1.5 and an RS above 1.5. I think is excellent.
So from a fundamental standpoint, knowing that a stock's got good upside potential, that it's a stock that's safe, it consistently makes money. How about the space, that whole building space? What do you think is going on with that?
Well, I know that from my dad, he built an addition onto our house, and lumber costs they're going up.
Okay.
So I know that it's really booming right now, and the reason he did it now was so that they didn't get too much higher.
Okay, well, that's a good deal. It is one of the best stocks in the database from a fundamental standpoint. Alex, thank you for your time, and I appreciate your input, man.
No problem. Good to talk to you.
All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning into this video. But guess what? Here's the 4 stocks overall that are great fundamental picks. Sleep well at night, Swan stocks. We have AMPS, that was Boston's pick. We have CVLG, that was one of my picks. LPX, that was Alex's pick. And BLDR, which was also one of my picks. These stocks by VST are some of the best in the system. Look at their upside potentials by way of relative value. Look at their safety factors by way of relative safety. All of these stocks are buy recommendations. If you look at everything that's about the stock, it's great fundamental stocks that you can put into a box, slip them under your bed, and let them make money over time. Folks, stay tuned because we're going to have more of these how-to videos for you and help you to make better decisions and good plays on whether you're a short-term trader or a longer-term investor. These how-to videos are out there for you. Folks, this video is over. And until the next time, see ya.